So basic. So in that handout, we are only solving that one question. So when you want the board, you just double tap on the board. You'll just be okay. So basic EPS. We'll take the powers over 1/n. Powers over 1/n. So when you check the financial year of this company, the financial year is ending on 31st October, meaning it starts on 1st November 2013. Yeah, 1st November 2013. Then in note 1, the company has an issue 100 million ordinary shares of shillings 10 fully paid and outstanding, and 50 million 8% cumulative preference shares of shillings 10 fully paid and outstanding on 1st November 2013. That was the opening. When you read note 2, those preference, they just said they were convertible, but there was no conversion, meaning there will be no changes in shares. Note 3 as well, there was convertible bonds, but nobody converted. There was no conversion in this question. So it means the opening shares are the ones which were there throughout the year, the opening ordinary. And therefore, powers will be, just pick it from that P&L which they have done for us. You can be able to see there, profit attributable to ordinary shareholders. I hope you can see the 200,000. So you'll take the 200,000, divide by the number of ordinary shares. There was no change in shares. The opening remained the same. There is none which was converted. So you just take the 100 million ordinary shares. So we are working in thousands, so 100 million will be that way. Therefore, we are reporting shillings 2 per share. So that was to give you 2 marks. Have that. Please, if you have not understood, just let me know. You copy it for the sake of it. Correct. Let's go to required Roman 2. Na hiyo Roman 2 siku itakuja, watu wengi wataflop sana. Is not, it's only this question. The number of the potential antidilutive. So I want to delete this one here. So number of potential antidilutive. Antidilutive ordinary shares. Number of potential antidilutive ordinary shares. Andika hiyo ndio explainie vizuri. You'll understand. Alright, so when does it become dilutive? I want you to answer that question with this illustration here. Scenario A, house is 20, Wanos is 10. B, house is 10, Wanos is 20. Which scenario is dilutive? Dilutive. A or B? Which one is dilutive? Which one dilutes earnings per share? Which one is dilutive? A or B? Which one will? So I'm seeing charts up there. Brian says B is dilutive. Yes, everyone says B, correct. B is dilutive. So the opposite means anti-dilutive. The one giving you more profits, less shares is anti. Anti is increase. Whatever is increasing your EPS is called anti-dilutive. The one which decreases, the way you are telling me, this one is dilutive. So if you want to know the one which is anti, just check the potential in this question. I've seen there are two. Yeah, there are two of them. There is convertible. There is convertible bonds, and also there is options. So of those two, you analyze which one is likely to increase EPS. So the one increasing EPS is anti-dilutive. And how will my students know that it is increasing? You check the one giving you more profit with less shares. So the one with the higher numerator, the one with the higher numerator, that one is anti-dilutive because it will not decrease EPS. So I want us to test those two. You check those convertibles, the ones which is going to give you the highest profit with the less shares. That one is anti-dilutive. So there we go. Actually, there are three of them. See, Billy. Kuna options. Then there is convertible bonds. I can also see their preference. So I want to start with the one which starts at the top. So let's go to note 1. Let's go to note 1 there. The company has 100 million ordinary shares of shillings 10 each, fully paid, outstanding, and 50 million, 8% cumulative preference shares of shillings 10 each, fully paid and outstanding as at 1st November 2013. Each preference share is convertible into 2 ordinary shares before the year 2020. Further, there are 25 million share options. Let's deal with those preference first. So you come here and say A. So A, this is 8%. 8% convertible preference. 8% convertible preference. So you check the incremental earnings. So you say incremental earnings. Incremental earnings, you check at the dividends. So dividends, 8%. So 8% times the nominal value, 50 million, times the par value, which is 10. So that is 500. But you see, we are working in thousands. So it is 8% of 500,000. What do you get? I think what should for you, a check preference dividends in the P&L somewhere there. I'm seeing 40, but do confirm. Is 8% of 500,000 giving us 40? Check to confirm. Yes, thank you. So this is 40. Incremental shares. Incremental shares. Check the policy. check the policy. So the policy sorry, I lost you on the network. I lost you on the network, but it is back. Hiyo ni kawaida. So check note 2. Note 2, they said each preference share is convertible into 2 ordinary shares. So you get 2 ordinary for every 1 preference. 2 ordinary for every 1. Hiyo kizungu yao isikusumbuange. They are saying you get 2 ordinary for every 1 preference. How many preference are we having? 50 million. So times 50 million. That will give you 100,000. That one will give you 100,000. So to get those who are joining now, this is where we have started from. Handout is the one I've shared in the group and also on the screen. So EPS, earnings per share, will be 40 divided by this, which is 0.4. So because we are looking for anti-dilutive, you need to tell me, is this security going to be dilutive or anti-dilutive? With this analysis, with what we have there, the 40 and the 100, it is going to be dilutive or anti-dilutive? Is that dilutive or anti-dilutive from your own assessment? From your assessment, it is going to be anti or it is dilutive. Someone is saying, okay. It is dilutive, right? Ryoba? It is dilutive. Yeah, this is dilutive because it is giving us less profit with more shares. So when the denominator is high, expect a decrease. So you can indicate here dilutive. That one is dilutive. Remember, the examiner is asking the anti-dilutive. So that one is not dilutive. We proceed. Note, the same note 2. We haven't exhausted note 2. The same note 2. They said somewhere, further, his screen is boa. Further, there are 25 million share options outstanding as of 31st October 2014, which were originally issued on 1st November 2010. One share option entitles the holder to purchase 2 ordinary shares at shillings 10 per value. The market value of the ordinary shares of the company was shillings 15. So let's go to options B. Options. So options, incremental earnings. Incremental earnings is how much, students? What did we say on options? Incremental earnings, we capture what figure? Options, incremental earnings. What is the incremental earnings for options? Somebody, you have forgotten. Kila mtu amesahau. We said options, incremental earnings is always 0. That is what we say. Nil, because Utawapea shares alafu unawaambia utawalipa mshahara. That is zero. So there is nothing. Always. Then incremental shares. You need to check the policy. In note 2, they said they had given out 25 share options, and each option was entitled someone to receive 2 ordinary. So you are to get 2 ordinary for every one option. That is what they said in that question. You are to get 2 ordinary for every one share option. But how many share options do we have? 25. But the incremental, you will take the total market value. Here they said the market value was how much? The market value, they said, was 15. So you will take 15 minus shillings 10. They gave them a 10 when market value is 15. So you take 15 minus 10, divide by the 15. That is how we value options. But you see, they were given long time ago, so you don't multiply by the number of months. Read note 2. Isikwe mmeenda mbio hapo. If you read note 2, no, let me give you time. Just go through note 2, then I repeat. I hope you are going through note 2. They have said they had issued 25 options, and each option is entitling you to receive 2 ordinary shares. Then, remember, those options were given at shillings 10. Market value 15. So we just take the incremental. So it is 15 minus the 10, the incremental is 5. So it is 5 over the 15, then you multiply with whatever you get here. That is the interpretation. So if that is okay, can you give me the figure? If that is okay, give me the figure. Correct, that figure is correct, 16,667. When you divide, EPS is 0. And this one is also dilutive. It is dilutive, no earnings, more shares. That one will dilute your EPS. All right, let's go to the last one. Convertible bonds. Convertible bonds, that is note number The last note there. Check note number which one? Check note 3. 15%. So C, 15% convertible bonds. 15% convertible bonds. I'm not seeing my screen. I hope you are okay with the screen because you stop sharing kidogo. Nione hiyo screen vizuri. So the last note, the company also has shillings 100 million, 15% convertible bonds, or shillings 1,000 each outstanding. Each bond is convertible into 50 ordinary shares before the year 2020. So incremental earnings, 15% times, the total number there is shillings 100 million. So times shillings 100 million. 100 million will be 100,000. So take 15% of 100,000. 15% of 100,000. So 15% of 100,000 is likely to give you 15,000. Is that true? Anna? You know that was 15. 100 million. 10,500. What is the figure there? 15% of that? 15% of the figure? $100 million. And we are working in thousands. Higher times 0.7. Remember interest. So 15,000, which you have gotten times 0.7 will give you how much? You have to take the tax for interest. For interest, you have to consider tax. So 15,000 times 0.7, what do you get? 10, Gideon, 10,500. 10,500. Incremental shares. Incremental shares. What was the policy? What was the policy for the incremental shares? In the same note, they said, in the same note, each bond is convertible into 50 ordinary shares. So you get 50 for every one bond. 50 ordinary for every one bond. Then how many bonds are we having? How many bonds do we have? They have said the company also has shillings 100 million. So times shillings 100 million. But you see, this is in shillings. But now they have said 50 ordinary for every one bond. The bond they are talking of is not in monetary value. So to get the monetary value divided by the par value of the bonds, in the same note 3, bond, they'll say each bond has a value of 1,000. What do you get? So I've divided by 1,000 to get the number of bonds. They'll say you get 50 ordinary for one bond. How many bonds do we have? You take the total value of the bonds, divide by the par value. Give me that figure. Thank you. So I'm told that one comes to 5,000. 10,5 divided by 5. 10,5 divided by 5. You get what? 10,5 divided by 5. 2.1. So this is 2.1. In your own assessment, is this dilutive or anti-dilutive? Because that is the main focus, what we are focusing on. Is that dilutive or anti-dilutive? Answer that question. Anti-dilutive, correct. This is anti. So tumeipata. That is anti-dilutive. So go back to required. Go back and read required Roman 2. Roman 2 required was the number of potential anti-dilutive ordinary shares. So in this question, the number of shares which cannot dilute EPS is 5 million. This one here. 100 million dilutive, 16 million dilutive, 5 million is anti-dilutive. Anti-dilutive means it cannot reduce your EPS. So I want you to answer down there. Andika hapo chini. The number of potential anti-dilutive, the number of potential anti-dilutive ordinary shares is equals to 5 million. Is equals to 5 million. Full stop. So those are the ones which cannot dilute earnings per share. So in the exam, if at all you could have been asked of the anti-dilutive, the anti-dilutive potential ordinary shares, not the number. You see here they are saying the number. The number is 5, but which potential ordinary share is not dilutive is 15% convertible bonds. The bonds are anti-dilutive. How do we tell it is anti-dilutive? It is giving us more profit than shares. So it means that if the denominator is less, it means the resultant figure will not decrease, it will go up. And whatever increases EPS is anti-dilutive. So that is how you tell. Let's go to part 3. The fully diluted earnings per share. Fully diluted EPS will depend here. So let's rank this one here. We rank them, we go and compute. So in the ranking, options will take position 1. So rank them. The one with the least earnings per share will be ranked first when computing diluted EPS. So options will take position 1. Then preference will take position 2. bonds will take position 3. That is how you rank them. That is how you rank them. Good. So let's go to BPS computation after that ranking. So I can stop sharing the screen. Diluted have their potential, ordinary, have their powers, one-os, diluted EPS. That's, I hope you're there. So you say from basic. From basic EPS, you remember profit was 200. One-os I remember was 100. This one gave us shillings 2 per share. They now bring them based on the ranks. In the rank, number 1 was options. So options gave us 0 profits, but added 16,667. So this is 200. This is 116,667. Give me the new EPS at that stage. I can see everyone getting 1.71. Thank you. So that is 1.71. 1.71. Number 2 was convertible bonds. Bonds was number 2. Convertible. Well, it is the bonds or which one ilikuwa position 2. Bonds ndio imekuwa mwisho hapana. Bonds is the last one. Bonds was the last. Preference, I hope so. Preference to position 2. The 8%. The 8% convertible preference. The one which gave us 400. It was 400, then the other side was 100. So here it gave us 400, 40. It gave us 40 with 100. Please don't copy mine, make sure you are checking. So if I'm correct, then this is 240, this is 216, 667. If all that is okay, give me the new EPS. I can see 1.11. Thank you. So that is 1.11. Then the last one is the 15%. 15% convertible bonds. 15% convertible bonds. So 15% convertible bonds gave us 10,500. 10,500. I remember this was 5,000. So if that is okay, this is the last one. I'm talking of 250, 500. I'm talking of 667, 122. Copy me at your own risk. So if they are correct, give me the new EPS. Thank you. 1.13. 1.13. Therefore, diluted earnings per share is shillings 1.11. So you see today it is not the least. It's not the last, it's the least, this one here. So dilution inafaa iende ikipungua hivyo as time goes by. 2, this has diluted, it has gone down further, but you see this one has started to increase. So it is increasing our EPS. So if at all you are asked by the examiner, anti-diluted EPS, anti-diluted EPS is 1.13 per share. But diluted is 1.11, the least. Then the one which starts to increase EPS, that is called dilutive. So we are going for prayers today because people are preparing for work tomorrow. I'll just stop at 8. So let's have prayers, but when we come back, I'm taking you to a new topic. Where's my last? So that ends there. That one ends there. You practice with those ones. Or should I do one more question? Do we do one more or we just proceed? Let's proceed. Time is a factor. Tunaweza fanya mpaka the end of the year. So our new topic, reconstruction and reorganization. Reconstruction and reorganization. So let's go for prayers, 7:01. Let's come back at 7:10. Then we proceed.